All right, listeners, ready to dive into some seriously cosmic waters? Because today we are tackling a concept that's equal parts elusive and insightful, the lot of fortune in astrology.
And we're going to make sure to ground this in a way that's practical and
Mhm.
relatable. Think less about just luck and more about really understanding the map of your soul's journey here in the material world.
Ooh, I love that. And to help us navigate, we've got a stack of sources, right? Some ancient wisdom, some more modern interpretations, all kind of circling around this idea of as above, so below. I feel like that phrase is everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those recurring themes that we find across cultures and really throughout history. And essentially, it suggests this really profound correspondence between the universe at large and then our own individual experiences. So, that idea that the microcosm mirrors the macrocosm. And in astrology, the lot of fortune is where this concept really comes into sharp focus.
Okay, so it's like our own personal as above, so below is revealed
Yeah.
through this lot of fortune. Tell me more. I'm hooked.
All right, so picture your birth chart for a second. It's like the snapshot of the heavens, right, at the moment you were born. A lot of fortune, this isn't just some random point in that chart. It's calculated. There's a very precise formula that uses the positions of the sun, the moon, and your ascendant. And it basically acts like this special lens that focuses on how the energy of your soul, as shown in that natal chart, interacts with the tangible world.
Okay, so this isn't some hazy mystical thing. There's like actual math behind it.
Precisely. And what's so fascinating is that the lot of fortune is always found at the exact degree of the zodiac where the moon was at sunrise on the day you were born.
Whoa, hold on.
It's like this celestial handshake between the sun representing your outward self, rising up in all its glory, and at that same moment, the moon embodying your inner world is aligning with your lot of fortune.
Okay, back up for a second. Why is that sunrise connection so important? And what is this like alignment actually telling us?
Right, so that brings us to the concept of what's called sect in astrology. Essentially, it's about whether a planet's energy is stronger during the day or during the night. Now, the sun naturally rules the day. The moon is considered its opposite strongest at night. So, at the precise moment of your birth, when the sun is ascending and at its most potent, the moon is simultaneously aligning with your lot of fortune. And so you have this really cool link between your inner world and your outer experience.
Okay, that's starting to click a little bit. So it's like this sunrise alignment is showing us how our emotional needs, that inner self, how does that play out in our pursuit of purpose out here in the
Yeah.
material world, right?
Absolutely. And that's where this idea of the fortune wheel comes in. Imagine overlaying this calculated point, your lot of fortune, onto your natal chart, almost like a second layer of meaning. And it creates this blueprint, this map, showing us where we might find our greatest fulfillment.
Wow, in the world.
Yes, in the material world, but also where we might encounter challenges in aligning our soul's purpose with our earthly experience.
Okay, so it's not just about predicting good luck. It's
No.
about understanding these deeper patterns within ourselves and how they kind of manifest in our lives.
Exactly. For example, let's take a look at Charlie Sheen.
Okay.
His lot of fortune falls in Aquarius, in the ninth house of his natal chart. Now, the ninth house, this is all about expanding horizons, travel, philosophy, higher education.
And I've heard enough about Charlie Sheen to know that he's definitely lived a life of, shall we say, expanded horizons.
Chuckles. Yes, indeed. And Aquarius, the sign his lot of fortune falls in, is known for its unconventionality, that rebellious streak. And you can see how those themes have played out in his life, both the positive and the, well, maybe more challenging aspects.
For sure.
But it's not just about celebrities or these larger-than-life figures. Imagine someone with their lot of fortune, let's say in the sixth house.
Okay.
This house is associated with work, service, and health.
So for that person, would their path to fulfillment maybe involve a career in healthcare? Or maybe social work? Something focused on helping others.
It could. Or they might find that their life journey involves confronting health challenges in a very profound way, leading to major life lessons. You see, the lot of fortune isn't always about ease and flow. It's more about understanding those key areas where our souls are here to learn and grow in this lifetime.
This is blowing my mind. So we've got this interplay between the natal chart, which is like our cosmic blueprint, and then this fortune wheel highlighting this very specific point that reveals.
Yes, it's highlighting those areas where our inner and outer worlds intersect, where our soul's purpose kind of meets that material world.
Okay, so we've mapped out the territory of the lot of fortune, but it sounds like there's this whole other layer that we need to kind of uncover here. The lot of spirit. Expert, you hinted at this earlier. What's the connection between these two?
So think of it like two sides of the same cosmic coin. The lot of fortune, That's guiding our outward journey, our material path. The lot of spirit, on the other hand, that illuminates our inner path, our spiritual aspirations, how we connect to something bigger than ourselves.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, it's like the lot of fortune is helping us navigate this practical world, while the lot of spirit is more about aligning with our soul's purpose.
You got it. And what's really interesting is that both of these points are calculated using the positions of, you guessed it, the sun and the moon at the moment of your birth. But here's the twist. Instead of measuring from the sun to the moon, like we do with the lot of fortune, for the lot of spirit, we measure from the moon to the sun. It's a subtle shift, but it speaks volumes about that inward focus.
Okay, so it's like the lot of fortune is about expressing our light outward, and the lot of spirit is about how we cultivate and nurture that light within.
That is a beautiful way to put it. It's about recognizing that divine spark within each of us and understanding how it wants to express itself in the world.
I am getting chills. But also, you know me, I always love to see how this stuff plays out in real life. So how do we actually use the lot of spirit to understand ourselves and our journeys better?
Just like with the lot of fortune, the house placement of your lot of spirit is key. It highlights the area of life where you're likely to find the greatest sense of spiritual fulfillment, but also where you might face challenges in aligning your actions with your soul's purpose.
Okay, let's break that down a little bit. What if someone's lot of spirit falls in, let's say, their 10th house, the house of career, public image, all of that? What would that suggest about their path?
That's a great example. Someone with that placement, they might feel a really strong pull towards making a difference in the world, leaving a legacy that goes beyond just personal gain. They might find deep meaning and purpose in their work, see it as a way to express their spiritual values, and contribute to a greater good.
That makes sense. But you mentioned challenges too. What kind of, obstacles might someone with this placement face?
Well, the 10th house is also about ambition, recognition, those external pressures. So someone with their lot of spirit there might struggle to balance their desire for success with staying true to their values. They might encounter ethical dilemmas in their career, power struggles, or temptations to compromise their integrity for the sake of climbing the ladder.
It's like that classic internal battle between following your heart and playing by the rules of the game.
You've hit the nail on the head. It's about finding that sweet spot where your soul's purpose aligns with your outward actions. But remember, even the challenges we face on this path can be incredibly valuable teachers. They can guide us towards greater self-awareness and deeper wisdom.
This is so insightful. It's not just about what we do in the world, but how we do it. It's about aligning our actions with our deepest values.
Precisely. And that brings us to, I think, a really fascinating concept of this idea of legacy. And I'm not talking about, leaving behind a pile of money or possessions or anything like that.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What does legacy mean in the context of the lot of spirit?
It's about the impact we have on the world, the energy we put out, the ideas we share, the love we give, the inspiration we spark in others. It's the mark we leave on the hearts and minds of those around us, and how those ripples continue to expand outward long after we're gone.
Wow. So how does understanding our lot of spirit help us to kind of grasp our own personal legacy?
It can highlight those areas of life where we're most likely to make a lasting impact. But it also reveals the challenges we might encounter as we strive to create a legacy that's truly aligned with our values.
Okay, I always love a concrete example. Could you kind of paint a picture for us?
Of course. Let's say someone has their lot of spirit in the 5th house. This is the house associated with creativity, self-expression, and children. Their legacy might be tied to their artistic endeavors, inspiring others through their unique talents and creative vision. Or they might have a really profound impact on children, either through their own family or by working with young people, leaving a legacy of love and guidance for future generations.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's like they're leaving a piece of their soul behind through their creative work or their interactions with children.
Exactly. And for someone with their lot of spirit, let's say in the 9th house, the house of higher learning, travel, and philosophy, their legacy might involve sharing their wisdom and insights with the world. Through teaching, writing, or exploration, they might be drawn to different cultures and belief systems, always seeking to expand their own understanding and inspire others to do the same.
So it's not just about acquiring knowledge for themselves, but about sharing it with the world, using it to make a positive impact.
You got it. And remember, these are just a few examples. The way this manifests will be unique to each individual and their specific chart. But the key takeaway is that the lot of spirit can point us toward those areas where we're most likely to leave a meaningful legacy, one that's truly in alignment with our soul's purpose.
This is powerful stuff. But you mentioned earlier that the lot of fortune and the lot of spirit are like two sides of the same coin. What did you mean by that? How do these two forces kind of interact within us?
All right, so we've journeyed through this cosmic landscape of the lot of fortune. We've explored the depths of the lot of spirit. But how do we actually put all this wisdom into action in our own lives? It's like we've been handed this intricate map, and now it's time to actually start navigating. And the most important thing to remember is that this is a journey, not a destination. It's about making conscious choices day by day that align with our soul's purpose.
Okay, so where do we even begin? What's the first step on this path of like alignment?
It starts with going inward. I want you to imagine yourself at the very end of your life, looking back on this journey that you've taken. What do you see? What kind of impact have you made? What do you want people to remember you for?
Wow, that's powerful. It's like we're tapping into our own internal compass, that voice of wisdom, the one that kind of guides us toward what truly matters. But how do we actually like tune out all that external noise and learn to really listen to that voice?
It takes practice. Cultivating mindfulness is key. And this could mean different things for different people. For some, it might be a daily meditation practice. Even just a few minutes of quieting the mind and turning your attention inward can make a world of difference.
Yes, meditation is like hitting the reset button, for sure, both on your mind and your soul. But for folks out there who maybe find traditional meditation a little bit challenging, what are some other kind of pathways to mindfulness that you found helpful?
Oh, there are so many options. It could be spending time in nature, listening to calming music, practicing yoga, even just engaging in a hobby that allows you to kind of be fully present in the moment. The key is to find what resonates with you, what helps you to quiet that mental chatter and tap into that space of inner stillness.
Creating that space where those whispers of wisdom can actually be heard.
Precisely. And another really powerful practice is to become an observer of your own energy. Pay attention to those times when you feel most alive, most inspired, most aligned with your purpose. What are you doing in those moments? Who are you with? What kind of thoughts are running through your mind?
I love that. It's like we're becoming energy detectives, tracking down those moments of peak alignment and then figuring out how to create more of them.
Exactly. And remember, aligning with your lot of spirit, this isn't about some grand sweeping change. It's about those small conscious choices that we make every single day. Ask yourself, does this choice, this action, this thought, does it align with the kind of person I want to be? Does it reflect my deepest values?
Walking the walk, not
Yeah.
just talking the talk.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And remember how we talked about legacy? It's not some far off concept. We're
Mhm.
creating our legacy in every single moment. How are you showing up in the world today? What kind of energy are you putting out there?
So powerful. Every single one of us has that power to make a positive impact, no matter how small it may seem in the moment.
Absolutely. And if you are feeling called to do more, to make a bigger impact, look to your lot of spirit. What are you passionate about? What lights you up? Where do your values intersect with the needs of the world?
Oh, this has been such an incredible deep dive. Thank you so much for guiding us through all of this. I feel like I have this whole new set of tools to navigate my life with more purpose and intention.
It's been my pleasure.
This has been the deep dive, and we hope this exploration of the lot of fortune and the lot of spirit has inspired you to live a life that's both meaningful and truly fulfilling. Until next time, keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep shining your light